我々は荒波や吹雪をものともせず戦ってきた歴戦の勇士たち、鋼の子孫である。勘違いしないで。あなたはファビアン様の仇、私は絶対に忘れない。
What is up, everybody? It is Tachi here. I was about to go to sleep earlier today, but I did not expect for them to announce Wilhelmina's release and Laura's release on Plug earlier this morning. So I decided to stay up and make a video for it. Here we are. Now, if you guys are interested in reading these skills on your own, or for whatever reason you don't feel like watching a video, which is funny because if you are hearing me say that, you are definitely watching a video, I will have these pictures available on the Reddit inside of the comment section. So feel free to look at those instead if you wish, although it would be nice if you did watch the video because I have a lot to say about these characters. So the first character that we are going to be looking at is Wilhelmina, which as you can see is damn good looking. Now Wilhelmina is a front hitter. She hits one tile only, so unlike Foxy, she only hits one as opposed to two tiles, but she hits in the front as opposed to skip. Now this is important because a lot of people are running Foxy now. She is very similar to Foxy in that she has triple attack, attacks 3 times consecutively, attack power minus 65%. This is all at +0, by the way. I will talk about +10 maybe afterwards, after I talk about all the skills. Her second skill is Armor Pierce. Ignores defense damage reduction, which deals attack times 40% additional damage. Her third skill is Agile Characteristics. Agility times 50% boost to critical chance. And then her awakening skill is Debuff Immunity. Grants immunity to debuffs. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but this character is fucking stacked. And I don't mean that just literally. She's stacked both literally and skill-wise. She's nuts. There's a reason why she is the #1 character in Korea server, and it's not just because of the armor piercing, although that is very nice. You have to understand that in the fact that not only does she go through defense completely, so that means she one-shots pretty much everything, whether they have 100% defense or not. The only thing can even remotely survive her are maybe characters with energy shields. But she also has a boost to crit chance, which means that she's less reliant on running crit chance runes. So that opens up the option of running double rage or just rage and an assault rune or something like that. That opens that up. That is not necessarily an option on Foxy, even with triple support. You still don't have quite enough crit chance to reach 100%, which, yeah, I get it. Statistically, that's not important. You don't really need 100% crit chance, but nothing feels worse than having 93% crit chance on a Valze, for example, and then her noodling and doing 0 damage because she just didn't fucking crit. And then obviously on top of that, she gets debuff immunity, which Foxy doesn't have. And anyone who doesn't understand how good debuff immunity is, please remind me, why is everyone going +3 Velfern? Oh, it's not only because of the energy shield, it's not only because he might get a little bit more damage, it's because of the debuff immunity, because nothing's sadder than seeing your Velfern, and in this case Wilhelmina, get stunned or frozen by, say, a Briton. That's just sad. So now let's talk about the +10 skills. So at +10, her triple attack reduction is reduced from 65% to 35%. At +2, her armor pierce unlocks recovery seal, which blocks off all types of recovery, which basically makes her a seer counter. It also increases the amount of damage done. Her final increase in armor pierce is attack times 80% additional damage. By the way, in case you guys are not sure, that's 80% per hit, not 80% period. It's 80% per hit. So she hits 3 times. Keep that in mind. I guess you guys can already kind of tell why that's nuts. Her agile characteristics at +6 becomes the second variant of it, which not only increases agility times 150% the crit chance before the battle, but it also gives you a flat bonus of +75% crit damage, which again is a ridiculous amount. It's just an amazing self buff to have on an attacker like this. And then obviously that is all. So not a single thing is wasted here. Everything here, all of her pluses are just super strong. I would highly suggest getting this character. I would 100% pull on this banner. Don't even question it. Don't even say, is this worth it? Even if I have a +9 Foxy. Look, I have a +9 Foxy. I'm still going to get her, and I'm still going to put books into her. If need be, I will run both of them. Or worst case scenario, I'll just run Wilhelmina because she's so much better. It is what it is, you know. I already used my books. I should have seen this coming. I already predicted that they were going to fast track the server, but even despite that, I still had to put it into Foxy just so that I can keep up with the competition, solely because I didn't have walls. But either way, on to the next character. Now, the second character, Laura. As you guys know, she is a support character. Her tiles are very similar to Walia's, so it hits the main target in the front and then it goes backwards to the left if you are attacking. So the first skill is Electrical Shock Shield. Support ability times 10% reduced damage taken. And it also has a sub skill which is attack power times 20% shock damage. And by the way, that attack refers to the character that is being buffed, the one that has the shock shield. So perfect for attackers. Her second skill is increase attack power. Increase allies attack power, support power times 20% to attack power. This is all at +0 by the way. Her third skill is increase critical damage. Increase allies critical damage, support power times 30% increase to critical damage. And then her awakening skill is purification. Removes debuff skills applied to ally. Now even at +0, I still find her to be a very good character just because of the fact that she has attack power and crit damage. So she automatically, to any players that are still using the 3-star supports, you could see her as a very good replacement to them. Even at +0, she's just automatically going to be a replacement to them. Just because even if her percentages at +0 might not be higher, like her crit damage is 30% instead of like 36% that Hunwol has, remember that she also has higher base support skill, which should make up a fairly good chunk, if not all of the difference. So do keep that in mind. And on top of that, removing debuff skills applied to ally is significantly better than just removing attack interference, for example, at least in my opinion. So it not only does it remove those, but it also removes stats weakening. So it's just an upgrade overall over Arenes and Hunwol. And the tiles are very good for chopsticks, or whatever you want to call the comps that people use right now. It's just a fantastic layout of the tiles for her. Now let's talk about her +10 skills. So of note is that at +9, she gains an extra tile at the back of her tiles. So that means that she is now 5 tiles. She hits pretty much all of the entire lane except for that one last tile, which is fine. And that's just great. Like, why would anyone complain about that? Now, what else? At +10, her increase to attack power has now increased to support times 40% attack increase. So that is huge. That is about as high as Arenes if I'm not mistaken. And the buff length is now buffed to 12 turns. And I just realized that in the photos it doesn't show the buff turn length, which is my mistake. I'm sorry about that, but I will tell you here. Her crit damage increase has gone up. It is now support power times 50% increase to crit damage. Similar level to Veronia if I'm not mistaken, and it hits obviously more tiles, and it's the same length as the last one. It's 12 turns. As for her shield, the final skill, at +6 she gains support ability times 20% damage reduction, right? It also gains attack power times 30% electric damage, and that debuff on the enemy lasts 10 turns. That is going to do a lot of damage, especially against AoE characters. Can you imagine a Brain hitting into your team and just automatically he's going to take 3 characters worth of attack? Like that's going to be nuts. He's going to die almost instantly just from the electrical shield. It's crazy. Now, obviously, that doesn't work against people that are debuff immune, I'm fairly certain, because electric shock is a debuff. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it is though. So like I said before, this is definitely a banner that I would highly suggest. Pulling on it. If you don't have the cash, I would start saving immediately for this character. Either of them, both of them. Do whatever you can to get these characters. They're going to make your gameplay so much easier, especially PvP wise. That is the end of this video. If you guys liked it, feel free to hit the like button. If you guys want to see more future content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Down in the description, I will have both of these pictures as well as on Reddit, so feel free to look at them there. But either way guys, I am out. Have a nice day.